and Happy New Year's, you filthy motherfucking animals, and welcome to the official first broadcast of the NJCOURTSTV news channel for 2026. What up, everybody? It's been a long time. Long time no see. Welcome, welcome. I miss you guys. I really did. Well, not did. The show's not over yet. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? All right, how are we doing now? It's been a while, so let me know. Video looks good on my end. How's the audio? I see some people are saying I couldn't hear them, but now I hear them. So looks like audio is good. Yes, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. That's the only way you can participate in the chat. Yeah, I know, it's rough. Oh my God, I have to make you subscribe. And I want to say big thank you to all the members of the jury for being here. Thank you for all the members of the jury. Thank you to all my friends. Thank you even all the motherfucking haters for starting the new year here with me, NJ Courts, your host for tonight's shenanigans. And I want to start off by saying a big thank you because we had a few members turn some anniversaries today. All right. First off, I want to say big thank you to ICU. ICU is a mod, but is a 25-month member of the jury and just celebrated 25 months today. So I want to say big thank you to ICU for 25 months here at the NJ Courts channel as a member of the jury. You guys know what to do in chat. As a matter of fact, I know what to do in chat. Hold on, let me go get my freaking gavel. Aha! Oh yes. The gavel didn't go too far. It's been a while since we've done some gavel slamming, but this gavel slam goes out to you, ICU. Thank you again for all your support. And then we've got, and I don't even know if I even have, I think we can actually do like at 36 months, Roofer, I can do a 3-year button, man. And I think you're going to be the first one to get one. But I want to say a huge thank you to Super Roofer, who's another one of my mods, and is celebrating, 34, 35 months today? Let me go back up there. That's fucking insane, Roofer. I didn't even know we had been around that long. Oh, man, how time flies. Let's see. Roofer, where's Roofer's chat? There is 32 months as a member of the jury. So big thank you to Roofer. You guys know what to do in chat. Slam them gavels for Roofer. This one goes out to you, my friend. I appreciate all your support. For those of you that don't remember, I just finished my Midwest tour hanging out with my buddy Super Roofer. I had a chance to go fishing with him down in the beautiful state of Arkansas. So for those that didn't know, yes, that is Super Roofer. All right. So, here we go. Let's see, what else did I have on the little kind of intro today? Yeah, I kind of just want to get going. You know what I mean? As you guys saw in the thumbnail, we've got a mega update on its way. Ski Mask Andy. We've got MGL, a.k.a. Michelle Sabate. We've got old Landon, a.k.a. Landon LaPlante. We've got an update on old Xena the Witch, a.k.a. Amari Sampson. We're going to finish off, don't forget old stinky-ass Ravi Dama, a.k.a. Blackout Andy. Got a little update on his little ass. And then we're going to finish up today's show, wrapping up with a little update on what's going on with old Scribbles and his wife. Scribbles and Company, we'll just nickname them for tonight. A.k.a. Nicholas and Marissa Perdickus. Dickus. I wonder if he got bullied a lot in school. What up, Dickus? Anyways, we're not going to get into that. We're going to be nice in 2026. Remember, I told you, one of the things I wanted to work on going into 2026 or the new year was being more positive. It's kind of one of the reasons I was going to stop the whole court updates, which I didn't say I was going to continue. I just said I was going to get you the last update. We're supposed to do this yesterday, but I figured everybody's going to be doing their own celebration, doing their own thing. I didn't want to cut into that, so I said, you know what? Let's wait for everybody to have a hangover the next day, hence today. And you guys can just lay there in pain and misery, or if you're going to fucking fix that hangover, have a little adult bevy, what do they call that, a little hair of the dog, and hang out with me this evening. We're not going to be too long, so don't worry. If you got some other things you're doing, I'll get you on your way out. Now, I will appreciate anybody's support this evening. If you guys want to do that, just a simple like, simple thumbs up. If you want to financially support the channel, we have several ways you can do that this evening. We have PayPal, Venmo, Cashapp. If you want to get a little, little into the as far as like fancy stuff, you can do a YouTube chat, or you can donate through YouTube many ways, or you can even do we have TTS on, and all the links are pinned if you want to do like what they call a text-to-speech donation. So all donations are appreciated. I just like to get that out of the way now. And that way there is no further commercial. Ads are turned off, although this is a monetized channel. When I do these live updates, I do turn off the ads. That way it's a better viewing experience for you guys, okay? So, I don't think I'm too greedy, and that's why I like to just get what did I used to call that again? The e-begging right out of the way. All right, let's get this shit show started. But welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's New Year going so far? So actually, you know what? It's been a while, so I want to take some time really quick to say hello to the chat. How rude of me. What up, ICU? First in chat, we've got Good Gravy in chat. Sharon Watson. What up, Good Gravy? Asking about old Marissa Dickinson. You know what? I just don't feel that she's even a streamer, anybody of importance to cover anymore. But we'll see later down the road. We've got Sharon Watson. Ski Mask always wins. Wait till we get to his update. I know you're just kidding, though. What up, Honging? Honging Rebel, man. Let's LFG. That's what's up. We've got New Blade in the chat. We got Candy Cane. Hello, Happy New Year to you. What up, Spear in the Sky Blue? What up, Loser O? Happy New Year's to you, my brother. We've got Highwayman. Any new news on Jose Sanders, man? I don't know anything. Another one of those people that I just feel, although we have covered him in the past, just don't feel he's anybody important enough going into 2026. I wanted to kind of, if we are going to still continue to do court news updates, and we'll see how tonight goes, Maybe I might get excited, They say money talks. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just happy to be here with you guys in the chat right now. That's already exciting enough for me. But if we do continue with the court updates going into this year, I'm going to start, like I said, and I had already talked about this, so I'm not going to delve into it too much. But is that even a word, delve? Dive into it. I think I was trying to say dive. Dwell. I think it is a word. I don't know. But anywho's, you get my point. But anyways, I'd like to concentrate, if we are going to be doing court news and updates on and I'm not saying that the people we're talking about today are any more important. I'm just kind of ending my 2025 updates with today's updates. And if we do go further with court updates, like I said last year, we're going to be focusing on more important individuals. I would say people more higher on the chain as far as like the, streamer chain goes, if that makes any sense. But we'll talk about it when we get there. But, I haven't heard anything on Jose. What up, Johnny Donuts? What up, Roofer? Let's see here. We got Buddy. What up? Happy New Year to you, my homie. All right. Let's see. Going down the line. We got Queen Mother. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Going down the line. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. It's not my intentions. What up, Curtis? What up, Fitness Frank? Yeah, I know, man. The lighting sucks. I got my, it's funny because all the haters think that the walls are yellow, but it's just because I got one of those yellow lights, so it makes everything look yellow. But I do need to get better lighting. I absolutely agree with you on that. Let's see. Landon is not on the run anymore, but he's still in trouble. We're going to talk about that when we get to him. What up, Aaron? Happy New Year's to you. What up, Red Home? You can always, or Hornet, you can always catch the replays, my friend. What up, Tie-Dye Gammy? We've got Alan Kramer. He's a booster now. See, I haven't watched his streams lately, so you guys are going to have to give me an update on what he's been up to lately. Now, as far as his court shenanigans, I'll be giving you guys an update, but I didn't even think he was streaming still, to be honest with you. All right, Speedy's grandma. What up, what up, what up? Yeah, exactly. I was going to do before Christmas time, but I didn't have time to do it because I got busy with the old family and friends thing. But I was going to do I think we did do a poll, but I was going to do a kind of like, who do you think's going to be in jail during Christmas time thing? And I would have bet money on Ski Mask, and he almost spent Christmas time in jail, that son of a bitch. I'm going to tell you, as a matter of fact, we're going to start today's updates. How could we not? with the one, the only, my daddy, as the haters like to say, Ski Mask Andy update, man. We'll start off like that. But either way, that guy scammed a fucking nonprofit and was able to get out right before Christmas time, which means, yeah, he was put in jail again last month. And yeah, let's just get to it. All right, so welcome everybody. What up, bud? All right, Erica's mugshot. I didn't have room for Erica's mugshot. There's a few people we can talk about too as soon as we get done with all the updates that I had here on my little list. And Erica's one of them for sure. Because I had somebody, when I did my little post a few days ago about, letting you guys know heads up I was going to do a big court update. Who did you guys want to hear about? Somebody had mentioned any news about Erica, and I'm going to share some with you guys. What up, Buddy O? Buddy O with the $20 super chat, man. That's what's up, flexing the muscle. I appreciate that. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gabbles if you got them for me, please. Bro, this gabble slam goes out to you, my friend. I appreciate that. Hell yeah, mad love to you, man. I appreciate you starting the fuck. Dude, you know what? You're actually the first donator of 2026, technically. So I appreciate that. You think he's watching? I know, I can tell you for sure, out of the list we have of people that you see on this thumbnail behind me, I would probably get, and this is going to be a safe bet. I'm not trying to sound cocky here. I would probably guess, how many people we have up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would say at least 3 of those 7 individuals are watching right now. So Happy New Year to you guys. But yeah, let's get this shit show started. So Ski Mask Andy, all right? Dun, 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 dun. So let's just give you guys a little bit of, God damn it, man. You know what I need to work on in 2026? If anybody has any recommendations, let me know in the chat. I need an app that helps me with my word usage. That's something I'm going to concentrate on 2026. 2025, I lost a lot of brain cells covering these individuals. Kind of one of the reasons I wanted to kind of slow down on the court coverage. But maybe if I offset that a little bit with some brain exercises, you know what I mean? I think it'll help. All right. I was hoping just by stopping, period, doing no more court updates, that would start to replenish, my brain cells again. But I really think I need some of those little, I think they have apps now, right? And that's what I was saying. I don't know the name of them, but if you guys know any good ones, let me know. New Blade, you think? Anyways, hey, well, and again, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. So let's go back in a little bit of some time. Not too much back in time, just in a little bit back in time on old Ski Mask. Just to remind you what his last kind of shenanigans were that have gotten him in the most recent bit of trouble, okay? So, I don't know if you guys remember, Ski Mask had gotten in some trouble, and I had reported on this. He had gotten an assault and battery charge back in, as a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and refer to the oscn.net website. So give me a second, because it's been a few months. And I should be able to pull this information in front of you here, so it's easier just to for you guys to see this, especially since I'm see, there's one of those words I'm trying to think of, but I can't. Not new to this, just a little, rusty. There you go, just a little rusty on switching back and forth on the old OBS application, which is, OBS is the application I use to stream with you guys right now. All right, give me a second. I just don't want to miss any of these messages because that was another thing I wanted to be good at. All right. Somebody was asking about Trina. Easy. She's still in jail. As a matter of fact, if we have time, we can even look up her information, which, again, all public information. You guys can do this at home. And you can actually see what her latest incarceration information is, which by now she should actually be in I would imagine, the state prison system. So it should be pretty easy to find her as far as her jail information. But, yeah, last time I checked, she was still in jail. Let's see here. So back to old Ski Mask. So give me a second. Yeah, and Happy New Year to you as well. All right. Let's see here. So, old Ski Mask Andy. Let's jump over to the YouTube, or not YouTube, the OSCN.net website. All right. So, let's go here, OSCN.net. So, then I just go here, and then I go, I think I got to just do this. There we go. Actually, no, I want to make myself smaller. That's the thing I want to do. All right. So, let's just do this. Boom. So you guys can still see this beautiful face. All right, so what you guys are looking at is the OSCN.net website. Again, this is all public information you guys can access. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go down here. They kind of jazzed up their website a bit and go to court dockets. And then we're just going to do a simple party search. So we're just going to put old Ski Masks info here. We're going to search. And if you go down here to Tulsa County, you will see his numerous cases. And he has so many that they have the maximum of 20 already showing. You have to click on this link to actually show the rest of his cases, which is what you have to do in order to access his newest cases. So, if you guys remember, back in August, he got in trouble. Now, he's got in trouble all year back in 2025. But as far as what he hasn't taken care of or what he has, warrants on or is still, in pending as far as a disposition on, are two cases, basically. One is stemming from back in August. As a matter of fact, it was, August is when they started his hearings and shit, but the date of offense was July 1st. And he was charged with an assault and battery, okay? They consider that a misdemeanor in the state of Oklahoma. In true Ski Mask Andy fashion, he didn't show up to his hearing that he's supposed to go to after he was released. Funny, on this bond, he was actually bonded out by that same bonding company that he screwed over his last bond that he got. So I think this is the one company that he has a friend working for. But, man, I don't know what he's got on those people, but the fact that they keep bonding him out and then they keep forfeiting the bond, and they're only lucky they get their money back because eventually he gets arrested again by the police. And they give them kind of like they give the bonding agencies a period of time that even if they don't bring them in, if for some reason they get arrested again or the sheriff or police bring them in, they will give them back their money. So, if that's the way he works with those people, I guess whatever. But I think he screwed them over so many times that this last time he got arrested, which was at the beginning of December, I was going to say this month, but we're in January now, he wasn't able to use them, okay? And I'll show you what he did, okay? So basically, he's got a bench warrant that was issued down here, see in red, December 22nd, for not appearing for this hearing, this case, okay? So this is the case having to do with assault and battery. So now, if he gets arrested again, his bond amount is now $3,000. That's just for this one case, okay? The one stemming from July 1st. What up, Darlene? Yo, Darlene with a $5 super chat. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. With the flex, too. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gabbles if you got them, please. I appreciate that, my friend. Good to see you in chat. Oh, I know. Huge rap sheet, okay? This is embarrassing, okay? But anyways, let's continue here. All right? Again, I appreciate your guys' support. Much appreciated. So he now has a bench warrant issued for that hearing, or that case, which if he gets arrested again, it's going to be $3,000 to bond him out. That case alone. And then let's go to the most recent case. This is where it gets interesting. This is where the scamming comes in, okay? Believe it or not, he scammed a nonprofit, okay? Now, I kind of blame them for being stupid, and we can get into it later, but let me tell you what happened. So, on or around the date of December 5th of this year, okay, Ski Mask got in trouble again. So, he got in trouble all year. All right, you can look for yourself, all right? You can go back and look at my live streams. But as far as his most recent troubles, We got the one stemming from July that I just went over, and then we got this one here. He got in trouble on December the 5th. This one was for obstructing an officer. I'm going to guess he was probably at a casino of some sort, because the arresting agency was Creek Nation Light Horse. That sounds kind of like one of those reservation police agencies, which the only reason I would see him on an Indian reservation in Oklahoma is because he's gambling at an Indian casino. But that's just a guess, okay? But what we can, attest to for sure is the arresting agency was Creek Nation Light Horse. Whether he was gambling or not, that was just my guess. All right. Now, here's where it gets kind of funny. So this idiot was probably going to be spending Christmas in jail because, he don't have too many people to bond him out anymore, okay? He kind of fucked over his relationship with that one company that keeps bonding him out. Because, they got, the last time they bonded him out for the assault and battery in July, he didn't show up to court. Okay, they were just lucky to get their money back because he got arrested this time, all right? Otherwise, they would have been screwed over. So instead of calling them to get him out, because, he don't want to spend Christmas in jail, get this shit. Look down here. He got bailed out by the Bail Project. This is a nonprofit out of Texas, the state of Texas, okay? You can look them up. Just type in the Bail Project. Yo! What up, buddy? With the $20 super chat. I appreciate that. NJ always wins. I mean, I wouldn't call this winning. You know what I mean? I feel bad for the guy, but I appreciate it. I may be doing a little bit better than him in life, but I wouldn't say it's winning. But I appreciate it, though. Thank you. I'll take it. You know what? I am winning. Fuck them. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them, please. I appreciate that, buddy. So, the Bail Project, okay? These suckers not only bailed him out on the 10th, okay? So he got put in jail, I think, on the 5th, spent 5 days, trying to probably call everybody and anybody he could to get him out of jail. Nobody was going to get him out. And somehow he got bailed out by the Bail Project. Okay, get this shit. Not only for this last arrest, the one from December 5th, which his bond on that case or charge was $500, they posted the bail for his other case, because he had a bench warrant. At that time, it's $3,000 now, but at the time when they bailed him out, it was only $1,000. Okay, then he didn't show up to court the next day. Then it went up to $3,000. Okay, so get this shit. This poor nonprofit spent $1,500 bailing old ski mask Andy out so he wouldn't he wouldn't be in jail during Christmas time. Also, that this little son of a bitch didn't show up to court the next day and screwed him over. So now he's back on the run. He owes $3,000 if he's going to get bonded out on the other charge. This one, they've got a bench warrant for $1,500. So basically, next time he gets arrested, somebody's going to have to come up with $4,500, or if he's lucky to get a bonding agent, they're going to do, they're probably going to charge him half of that just because of his record. If he's lucky enough to get a bonding agent. I don't even think they would bond him out anymore. But basically, 10% of $4,500 is $450. Okay, still not that much. I mean, a lot for most of us, but for as much trouble as this guy gets. I mean, and it's not only the state of Oklahoma. My state here, New Mexico, is the same way with these just ridiculous bonds, releasing these guys that keep getting in trouble, don't show up to court. Yo, Darlene, thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Please continue. Love this. You guys know what to do in chat. Spam that gavel for Darlene. Darlene, this gavel slam goes out to you. I appreciate your support, my friend. So, he scammed this poor nonprofit. And here's what I think happened. I think the only reason this because I was like, bro, how would they not, they have to at least pull his record, right? See, this guy doesn't show up to court. See, he's got a horrible record for the year. I think this is just a nonprofit that, as long as it's not a violent offense, I would hope they don't bail out violent offenders, even though they paid his bond on a aggravated assault charge. but it was a misdemeanor. Either way, I think they must be some type of nonprofit that maybe during Christmas time they have this program that bails out, people that, meet their criteria. And I guess this bozo met it, even though he fucked him over the next day. But yeah, so next time he gets arrested, I don't know who's going to bond him out. But if somebody does have cash money, they're going to have to drop $4,500 cash. You know what I mean? So that boy is getting expensive, man. And again, all he has to do is just show up to court. And I mean, by the way they keep giving this guy a bunch of chances and shit, they would probably just dismiss it or give him probation. So I don't know why he just doesn't show up, get the fucking probation, go to jail for a day or two, instead of just picking up another bench warrant and then going through this whole fucking thing again of going to jail for 5 to 10 days, begging mommy and daddy and any people you can to sucker to bail you, bond you out. That doesn't work. Fucking screw over a little nonprofit that, like I said, shame on them. They should have never bailed him out, but they were stupid enough to do it. But yeah, there you go. So same thing, same old thing, just a different day with the boy, now a different year. So you guys enlighten me. Is this the fucking guy? I know he is. I will say this, Candy Cane. He is definitely the luckiest criminal. I will definitely say that. From covering this guy for 3 years now and all the other shitheads that we've covered, which is probably in the hundreds now, definitely the luckiest of all of them, for sure. Him and Hampton Brannon are kind of up there. I would say he's still luckier than Hampton, but damn, Hampton's kind of just right up there with Ski Mask as being a lucky criminal too. All right, so that's my update on Ski Mask Andy. So he's obviously on the run. He's still wanted. Oh, don't forget, he still owes a bunch of money in Tulsa and Wagner County. So these money courts, or I call them money courts, but they've got an official name to them. Basically, these are the courts that when you have fines and fees owed, that's where you go and pay. And if you don't, they come up with different payment plans if you can't. And then if you don't, they issue out bench warrants. Well, he now has 2 bench warrants for failure to pay. One out of it's called the Cost Administration Court. So one out of the Cost Administration Court in Tulsa County, one out of the Cost Administration Court in Wagner County, and then he's got 2 more bench warrants for failure to appear. So 2 warrants for failure to pay and 2 warrants for failure to appear. Total of 4 bench warrants. That's just in the state of Oklahoma. Don't forget, he's still got warrants in the state of Nevada. He's got warrants in the state of New Jersey. And he himself said he's still got warrant in the state of California. So, you know what? I can see that, Candy Cane. I can definitely see that. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, let's just look up let's just see for shits and giggles, all right, what this bail project is. I looked it up quickly and saw it was a nonprofit, but I'm curious to see if they have a quick little, paragraph about what their criteria is that you have to meet to be bailed out. Because I don't see how the fuck this boy did it, you know what I mean? Unless they have some special little thing going on, like I said, during Christmas time to keep these a-holes out of jail during Christmas, you know what I mean? But they still bailed him out from an assault and battery charge. I would still consider that violent, you know? So let's go back here. We're on oscn.net. Let's go to the bail project. We'll do a simple internet search. See what comes up. Why does it take me to fucking Yahoo? I don't know why even when I change that in the settings, it still always starts me off doing my searches through Yahoo. Anyways. Alright, so yeah, I'm not donating to you guys. Alright, so let's see. Bail. Let's go to bail. Get help. How did he even find out about this shit? I have a guess, but I'm not going to say it. If you need help paying bail, you're in the right place. The Bail Project is a 501, let's just call it a nonprofit, advancing bail reform nationwide. We provide bail assistance and supportive services in select jurisdictions across the country. The map shows where assistance is currently available. To request help, enter the information requested below. So they ask for the state, and then let's go to Oklahoma. Let's just pretend I'm in jail right now and I need help. So I'm in Oklahoma. I was like, I'm sure they have to be here. County is going to be Tulsa. Tulsa's the only county there. Does the person referring need help paying bail? Yes. Is this referral on behalf of someone who's currently incarcerated? Oh, somebody in jail could have helped them too with it. Somebody might have known about it, said, bro, just sign up for the bail project. Please fill out the form. Oh, I'm not going to do any of that, but I was just curious. Let's see, how does the bail project work? I'm just curious as to what the criteria is. And it's just sad because, I mean, think about that. They burned $1,500 on this bozo, right? I can easily tell you on the top of my hand, I can count 5 fucking nonprofits that could have easily used that $1,500 and done a lot more with that. You know what I mean? Than just handing it over to that bozo. Yeah, what happens if the bail doesn't get paid? Bail is paid. We pay bail directly to the court in order to have 100% of it refunded. Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, it was the total. So they didn't even pay the percentage. They paid the whole amount, which makes sense because otherwise they would owe the percentage to a bonding agency. So they paid the whole $1,500. Bail is refunded when a client's case closes. The money's refunded. Yeah, well, your money ain't going to get refunded. Bail is reused. The money is used to free someone else and the cycle continues. Bail is paid. So basically they're saying if you're a good guy, you get the money from them, you go through the process, they get the money back, and then they do it to somebody else. Hey, you know what? I'm not bagging on the nonprofit. To each their own. But, man, if you're helping people like Ski Mask, they're blowing a lot of their donators' money, that's for sure. They have 34,000 bailouts. They help 29 plus cities and towns. They have saved 1.4 million days of incarceration prevented. And they have saved, they say they have saved $109 million to taxpayers by bailing people out. And I guess it's cheaper for them to be out than what the taxpayers pay a day, depending on what county they're in. I would argue that, but anyways. All right, well, interesting. Cool. I don't even know. Hopefully you guys, okay, good. You were listening. I was hoping you were reading alongside me. I didn't even know if you could see the web page in front of you. All right, well, let's continue. So, Ski Mask, check. Let's keep going here. Let me get you guys here on my other phone. All right. So, let's move down to MGL, Michelle Sabate. All right. She's pretty quick and easy. She's still accountable in court for one of her cases. Still kind of funny how the last DUI she supposedly was arrested for has still not showing as far as it being, processed or tried in court in her county. So either they're still pending that, which we're coming up to, I think, that 1 year mark, which if they don't proceed with the case, it just gets scratched right off, which it might have already happened, which that's interesting. But the DUI prior to that, which she allegedly got a DUI, and then they, for some reason, she got 4 charges. You guys remember? And I'm going to show you guys here in a second. But one of those charges was a DUI. They ended up not charging her in court for that DUI. I don't know for what reason. She is currently still being charged, though, for those 3 other charges and is due in court sometime in January of this year. And just in case you don't believe me, as always, I'm going to show you here through the Harris County website. Actually, I don't like this here. I need to change out of these settings because this is going to screw my shit up because I already have it through the other way saved as... give me just 1 second, guys. Let me just fix these settings. Search engine, here we go. Change, I want Google, set as default. Default browser, Google Chrome is your default browser. Okay, well, it wasn't earlier. Alright. So now we should be able to go to Harris County. Yeah, there we go. again, this is all public information that you guys can access. So this is Harris County out of Georgia. You just click on case search here at the top. We're going to do, Ricky Nick, we're going to talk about Landon next. I think, let me see. MGL's really quick one. Oh, no, wait. Landon's going to be fourth. As soon as I'm done with my MGL update, I got Xena the Witch, which is pretty interesting. And then we go to Landon. And then we're going to wrap up with Mr. and Miss Perdickus, a.k.a. Scribbles and Company. And then if you guys have any other people you want to look up that we can, I'm more than happy to hang out with you guys and answer questions or look up some more people's updates if need be. But let's do a criminal search here really quick, and that way you guys can verify everything I just told you right now. And I can get you the exact date of her next court appearance. Now, I have a feeling that it's probably going to change because it looks like, I don't know if it's her attorney. I think it's probably her attorney, or if I don't know if it's a state attorney. But one of the attorneys in this case has requested a leave of absence, which looks like their last request is going all the way through, 2026. But let's just assume that's not the case. They're showing a trial starting on January the 26th. I think that's, 8 a.m.? No, 9 a.m. And this, again, is for these three charges up here. All three of them are misdemeanors. She's being allegedly charged with a charge of simple battery, another charge of obstruction of an officer, and a third charge of affixing of plate to conceal or misrepresent identity. And this offense date, the date that she was arrested, was all the way back in February 17th of 2024. So keep that in mind. Come February of this year, that's already going to be 2 years this case is going on for, okay? For 3 fucking misdemeanors. And again, originally when she was arrested for these 3 charges, there was a 4th charge, which was a DUI charge that was attached to this case. So that was on the arrest affidavit. It never came into the state as far as them charging her with it. I don't know why they dropped or dismissed that charge. But again, they still don't show. That's the only case that's open. They don't show anything recent for the last DUI that she was allegedly arrested for. So I don't know what's going on in that county. What up, dope girl? All right. What up, Q Jazz? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing good. Oh, was he? I didn't know that. It's about time. I mean, I'll tell you this. I think he was on, his 3rd channel? But, I mean, I think, Ski Mask had about 4 or 5 channels. So, all they do is just get blocked and then they make, another number 6, Again, these losers, it doesn't take but 10 people to sub up for them to feel like they're a YouTuber. You know what I mean? But, again, man, I don't want to get into the negativity. That kid's got his own demons that he's going to have to deal with soon, and he's not going to have a good life, bro, if he continues the way he is. Anyways, but, yeah, so there's your MGL update. So she's due in court January 26th, for any of those that are still following that drama. All right, let's continue with our next update. What happened? Oh, there's my list. Which is Xena the Witch. All right. So, for a.k.a. Amira Sampson, I think that's how you say her name. First name Amira. So anyways, you guys remember Xena the Witch. She got in trouble. She's a big Kick streamer. I say big just because in her own head she's big in Kick, but really she's just, I would say not in the bottom of I wouldn't call a Z-list streamer, but I would say probably in the middle as far as, where she's at, with her viewership. I think she's probably still sponsored by Kick. I mean, she obviously, either inflates the amount she makes or is lying to the court because she, and you guys are going to see this here in a second, but according to her last paperwork, and I'll explain to you why she's got new paperwork, she's still going through the court process for that whole shenanigans that happened over the summer with that, remember when she was on that contest with Ice Poseidon and she ended up paintballing an individual, shooting him with a paintball gun? Yeah, she's still going through the court system for that. So I was originally just going to get you an update on what was going on with her and those allegations and that incident. Come to find out, she picked up some new charges last month in December, okay? And so I'm going to share what those new charges are with you, get you the court date she has coming up, and then we'll move over to Orlando. But yeah, she's got some new charges along with the charges she's still pending that she picked up from the summer. So again, I don't understand how these people don't learn, man. She's not the only one. How many of these people have we covered that literally, look at Blackout. That stupid ass picked up got arrested on birthday weekend on a Friday? Got out the next day because mommy and daddy bailed him out. Then went and got arrested the next day again. Same stupid shit, I don't understand, man. That's what I'm saying. These people are just a different breed, bro. But anyways, long story short, I'm going to go over the new charges with you. Before I get distracted. So when I was looking up these new charges, just kind of going down the information, it looks like she has requested or filled in an application for an indigent support or indigent help. For those of you that don't know what that means, basically it's saying that I don't make enough money or I qualify in the low income threshold to request a public defender, okay? So as long as you meet that threshold, the county or state will give you a public defender. It's your right, okay? I thought ballers can afford their own lawyers, though, and anytime I watch this lady or girl, whatever you want to call her, she's always flaunting like she's got money and making money. So I don't know. And she's not the only one of these streamers that supposedly flaunt all this money and, these kick deals, but are always, like I said, requesting indigent support or help. And again, they're either lying to the court because they don't want to pay for a lawyer, which if they're doing that, that's wrong. And I hope the court checks that. Or if they're telling the truth, they're just lying to their audience, which most streamers do, right? So anywho, let's jump over to her court information. Again, this is all public information you guys can access. Welcome everybody coming into the chat. And at the end, I'm going to do a little Q&A with you guys. So if I miss any questions or anything, it's not my intention. Like I said, when I'm doing this kind of court coverage, it's basically like you see those, court or news people. They're looking at a teleprompter. I don't have a teleprompter. I have my laptop, which I'm looking at here. So I have now a monitor right to the right of me now, which helps because it's just dedicated to chat. But it's still hard to look left, right, left, right, left, right. I try my best, but just in case I forget one of your questions, don't worry. At the end, we'll do a Q&A, and I'll be just paying attention to the comment screen here. All right, so let's go over to the information here on old Xena the Witch. So that's going to be out of I think there's another. What's the Austin's county in Austin? Travis. I don't know why I thought it was Harris too. I think there is 2 Harris counties in the country. But Austin is Travis County. So Travis County court records. Man, we've done a lot of court searches out of Travis County. Most recently, Xena the Witch. We did a search. We had to do court updates on, what's that guy? The guy that I actually bumped into when I did my coverage at the Balloon Fiesta. And I actually got to ask him about that case, which he said it got dismissed. And I think I did go and verify that too. Action Man. Old Action Man, remember when he got in that trouble when he was making that video on the Chomo and they met up with him at the store and gave him a little beat down and he got in trouble? Well, when I met up with him at the Balloon Fiesta, he said that it got dismissed. So that was another individual that we've had to look into at Travis County. Oh, don't forget Burger Planet. He got in trouble on that last Ice Poseidon jail stream or whatever, prison stream they were doing when he slapped Action Man. That was down in Austin, so I think he's still facing charges down there. Oh, that's somebody we can check at the end to see if Burger Planet's still facing troubles down there in Austin. But and then don't forget, remember EBZ had his court hearing down in Travis County, but he got that dismissed, so he actually got away with the old Burger Planet. He did get free, Ricky Nick. He's freed, bro. His tactic of just extending the case, I think, ended up working out for the guy. Something happened, but yeah, they dismissed that case. I did an update on that. All right, so anyways, going back over here to the Travis County for old Xena the Witch. here you go down to court record online search tab. You go here where it says court record search portal. Some of these you do have to make an account. Some of them you don't. This one you don't. So you just do smart search and then you just type in a last and first name. But don't forget to put a comma in between. I think that's how you spell it. Let's see. Where's my notes? Yep. All right. Hit I'm not a robot. Go to submit. All right. Let me make sure you guys can see what I'm looking at. So she's got 6 cases currently pending. Let me put myself up here so it's easier to see. There we go. A couple of these are closed. These are protective orders down here. Let's start up from the top, which are going to be these newest charges she's pending. So this was filed on December 2nd of last year. The arrest date was December the 1st. And I actually have the arrest affidavit here, arrest report that we can read. Her next hearing is going to be January the 8th. So here on the 8th of this month, she'll have her hearing for that case. And that case comes with 2 charges. Assault causing bodily injury, family violence. And then this other case here is from the same or other charges from the same case. She has unlawful restraint. And again, she was arrested on December 1st and charged with those 2 charges. Unlawful restraint and causing bodily injury, family violence. Okay? So let's read the police report on this incident here. And then we'll check to see what her hearing is for the other case stemming from the charges she got from the paintball incident in the summertime. So see down here on the 15th, she submitted, or they received her indigency form. That was the form I was telling you about earlier. Let's go to... I think it's... Give me a second. I'm going to have to click on a few of these. Okay, that's just... So it looks like she's on bail right now from that incident as well. She's supposed to stay away from the victim, no firearms, and there was something else, but I can't read it. But that's not what I was trying to find here. Give me 1 second. I think it's this one. Yeah, here we go. All right. So it says on December, let me make sure you guys can see this too. Yeah, great, you can. All right. So it says on December 1st, 2025 at approximately 16:52, your affiant was on duty as an Austin police officer wearing the uniform of my position with shoulder patches and badge on my chest. I was also driving a clearly marked Austin Police Department patrol unit equipped with emergency lights and the word police on the vehicle. On December 1st, 2025, I, Officer Mason, responded to a disturbance call at the Lamar Square Union Apartments. The call text stated the complainant and his ex-girlfriend were in a verbal argument while the ex-girlfriend blocked their exit and would not let the complainant pass. Call text would then state the altercation became physical between the two before they separated. The ex-girlfriend was described as a possibly Hispanic female wearing all black clothing, and the complainant was described as a white male wearing light blue. On scene, I began speaking with the complainant, Sean Sharkey, who stated he had come over to his girlfriend's of 6 months, now ex-girlfriend as of a few days ago, apartment to retrieve the last of his belongings. Sean stated when he arrived, she has his things in a box for him and he just wanted to check the closet to make sure nothing was forgotten. Sean stated when he tried to leave the apartment, his ex-girlfriend, who was later identified as Amira Sampson, a.k.a. Xena the Witch, would not let him leave. Sean stated she continued to block his path to get to the door after repeatedly asking her to move out of his way. Sean stated he was eventually able to get out of the apartment into the stairwell where Sampson followed him. Sean stated once he was in the stairwell, Sampson again began blocking his path, so he began filming the incident. In the video, you can see Sampson, who is in the same clothing, blocking Sean as he attempts to go down the stairs. Sampson blocks his path by holding on to both handrails and standing in front of Sean. Sean asked Sampson multiple times if she could please not block his exit, which Sampson continues to do for the duration of the video. Sean attempts to try another door to remove himself from the situation, and Sampson follows him again while continuing to block his path to the exit. Sean again attempts to leave the situation by walking up the stairs when it appears that Sampson grabs his shirt and pulls him back down the stairs. The next video shows Sampson slapping Sean's phone in hand, which leads into an altercation with Sean trying to push past Sampson to the exit. Sampson continues to hold on to Sean as he asks her multiple times to get off of him, leading to Sampson again slapping Sean's phone out of his hand. Sean stated Sampson struck him with a closed fist approximately 3 times, as well as causing him to fall down the stairs due to Sampson's pushing and shoving. Sean stated he had a complaint of pain near his knee from the fall, as well as a fresh cut between his knuckle from Sampson. Sean stated Sampson prevented him from leaving for approximately 5 to 10 minutes total. Sampson stated she did block Sean's way down the stairs because she wants answers as to why he was leaving her. Sampson also told Officer Ragsdale that she pushed Sean and then shoved him with the box of his belongings. Based on the videos and statements from both parties, Sampson was determined to be the primary aggressor and was placed in custody for assault with injury, a Class A misdemeanor. And there you go. So yeah, the girl does not learn, man. That's not the first time I've seen her like that. Remember, there was the video of her, supposedly she was the aggressor of that, what's that other female streamer, the crackhead, or I forgot what her name was. But they actually, I think one of those protective orders has something to do with her and that incident, which I think we had already looked up. That's from another county, as a matter of fact. And I think she's still pending charges from that as well. Oh, that's sad if that's true, New Blade. That's fucked up if nobody fed it. I mean, you might have beef with her, but the cat, come on, man. I mean, cats are pretty resilient, so I would have to, I don't know, how many days was she in jail? I mean, that must mean that she wasn't even feeding the cat prior, though. I don't know. I hope that's not true, but anywho. So those are the new charges she picked up. Let's jump over to her other case here. So she's got court, what did we say? For these 2 new charges, January the 8th. And then when we go back to her charges she picked up for that paintball incident, she's got court, might be the same day. They might just be taking care of everything the same day. Yeah, so this is the charges she picked up from the incident stemming on August 13th. One was deadly conduct, which was a misdemeanor. That one she's got court for that charge on the 8th as well, January the 8th. And then the other misdemeanor she picked up was assault causing bodily injury. So she's got 2 assault causing bodily injury charges right now that are active. One stemming from the August 13th incident, the paintball incident, and one stemming from this December incident. And yeah, that other charge is January the 8th as well. So she's basically going to they're going to, I guess, start going through the process for all her charges come January the 8th. So if we are continuing to do updates, I will owe you one, because there's definitely going to, I mean, I don't know. It's not looking too good for her, but You know, we've seen this plenty of times before, and similar charges on a lot of the people we've covered, and basically seen the equivalent of a slap on the wrist. So we'll just have to see how what Travis County treats this. All right. So moving on, Landon, not on the run anymore. All right, and let me explain this to you guys really quick. What's going on with Orlando? So Landon, last time I gave you guys an update. One, I gave you guys a few updates. We were lucky enough to actually have court. You could actually, and it's still up. You can check it out yourself. We were so lucky to actually obtain. This is through the NJCOURTSTV channel. Actual footage from his last, not his last court hearing, but one of his last court hearings in Canada. All right. So you can actually watch and see how that process went down. The look in his face. The judge wasn't too happy. The judge went over a little bit of what was going on with this case. For those of you that still think I'm lying, check it out. But either way, after that update, when I did a court case search, which you guys can access, this is all public information. As a matter of fact, let's just jump over to that. For Landon, after that hearing, he basically was supposed to show up to another hearing. He didn't. So the last update I had for you guys, it read warrant issued, bench warrant issued, okay? And I showed you guys that, all right? Now when you access the court case search through Cornwall, Ontario, Canada, through their website, I'm going to do that right now for you, and look up his information, it shows that he's got now, instead of one active case, 3 active cases. And there is a hearing date set for all 3 of those cases. So what I think happened is I think he was on the run. I don't know. They don't give you a lot of information. I don't know if he eventually turned himself in, if he got arrested, what happened. But I think he eventually did talk to a judge. And now they've arraigned him and have now set trial for these 3 charges he's facing. Okay? And I'll show you right now. So let me share with you guys exactly what I'm looking at. Again, this is all public information. You guys can access. You don't have to have no special, what do they call those, where you can change where you're like accessing a VPN thing or anything like that. You just Google search Ontario Courts, Court Case Finder. This one is a little tricky, but I'm just, instead of walking you through just to save you time, I'm just going to go down to where you got to click. But it does get tricky because there's like 2 different areas you can check. You got to go to Justice Services, not the Ontario Courts. And then I think you do have to have an account here, which I do have an account. So let me just log in really quick. We'll make this quick too, and then we're going to be finishing up with the Mr. and Miss Perdicus, Old Scribbles and Company, and then we'll take some Q&As from you guys. I'm going to send me a verification email. There it is. All right, let's get signed in. I was signed in. What happened? All right, let's try this again. Okay, cool, I am in. Good. All right, let's continue. So you're going to go down here and do a court case search all the way at the bottom. You agree to the terms. Oh, you guys can't see anything. Sorry. My bad. Here we go. All right. And down here, you can do your search. So you're going to go to Criminal, Ontario Court of Justice, adult cases only. Otherwise, you won't find it. Like I said, this one does get a little tricky. Surname, it means last name in Canada. Given name is their first name. All public information. And then you do a search. 3 records found. Come down here, and there you go. So the original case that we were looking at was this one right here, ending in 9802. That's the one when I showed you guys last time it said bench warrant issued. Now it says to be spoken to. Next court appearance is on January the 15th. So coming up this month. Then what we didn't see last time, which now pops up this time, is these other 2 cases. Same court hearing on the second one. Same court hearing for the third one. So he's appearing on, if he appears, January 15th for all 3 of these cases. And again, they don't tell you much, but if you listen to the live broadcast of his remote hearing, you will hear the judge talk about his case as well as him explain about his case, and you can put everything kind of together. It sounds pretty serious is all I can say from what the judge was talking about, But again, if we continue with the updates, I guess we'll find there's quite a bit of people that got court this January. Holy shit. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have stupid faces on the thing. I forgot. I didn't even have them on my list. Blackout's Ugly's faces on the thumbnail. Oh shit, I forgot. So we got to get you an update on what's going on with his DUI in California. I'll fit that in. I guess we'll just fit it in right now, and then we'll end with Scribbles and Company. So let's jump over to old Whackout Andy, aka old Robbie Dama, the guy that thinks he's not Indian. He reminds me of. Do you guys remember that? Do you remember the Chappelle Show? And with David Chappelle. There was an episode that he did where, David Chappelle's a black comedian, if you don't know that. In real life, he's a black guy. Well, in his episode, he plays a KKK guy. He's actually a KKK head leader, the supreme leader. But the funny thing is he's a black guy, and he wears the little thing they wear so that people can't tell he's black, okay? Well, he's doing the way the skit goes is he's having one of his KKK meetings, right? And again, he's the supreme leader, so he's up there talking. And all of a sudden, his little head mask falls off, right? And everybody's like, because he's black, right? You know what I mean? And they're like, and he's blind. I think he's black and blind is the other thing, okay? And so everybody in the crowd is like, oh my God, we got a black leader, freaking out. And so they're telling him, right? And he is so confident that he ain't black. He even tells them, I ain't black. I'm not an N-word. White power. And it's kind of the joke is, they're telling him, no, you're black. He's still declining that he is, and it's kind of the same thing. This guy is second generation fucking Indian. Literally his dad was born and raised in India. This guy's second generation Indian. Your name is Ravi Dama. And this guy is the biggest fucking KKK wannabe, bro. They wouldn't even accept you in the KKK. But he tries to play every racist card you can, bro. It just blows my mind. But anywho, it's just he must not have any mirrors in his house. I guarantee you that boy has no mirrors in his house. That guy does not want to see his reflection, bro. You don't want to see how he looks, and you don't want to remember his name, bro. I think in his head he thinks he's some 6-foot, white, buff guy, blue-eyed, Nazi German-looking dude, his name is David Boone or Daniel Boone, you know what I mean? It's not even close, bro. Not even close. Anyways, I know, Nero, here's the thing. I'm kind of already, I kind of gave him what he wanted tonight, because... You know what I mean? That guy you already know tonight is going to have a fucking thumbnail of me for his thumbnail. He's going to sit there seething over me talking about him for 10 minutes today. Probably be happy because his sub count will jump from 2 people to 10 today. You know, so I fed into it, and that's like why I said I wanted to stop doing court updates on these nobodies, because this is what they like, you know. But in all due respect, since we did start his coverage, I do want to give you guys a final update on what's going on with that loser. So let's just jump over to, I think it was Orange County is the county. Let me see here. I had it already on my phone. Let's see here. I think I did. Dude sits there all night calling everybody a loser, and I'm like, bro, dude, do you not know what people say about you? Or like I said, that's just mental illness at that point. There's nothing that's gonna save that kid except for God. All right, so where's that motherfucker? It's Orange County, I think. Yeah, all right. Give me a second. Let me find it here. Imagine getting fucking arrested on your birthday weekend, not once, but twice. That's all I gotta say, bro. It's like, happy birthday, Mom and Dad. You just spent $5,000 total between my bail and my attorney. Alright, so this one I can just do a case search. I think. Alright, so this one I gotta sign in really quick. Give me a second. Damn it. All right. I gotta reset my password really quick. God damn it. It's this other one. Oh yeah, no, it's this one. Oh my God, that's my temporary password. All right. Holy crap, that was the craziest fucking temporary password they just sent me. My God. All right, I'm almost there. Oh my gosh. All right, now it should work. Holy shit. There we go. Oh my god. All right, I got it now. Here it is. So this, now if this case goes into February of this year, that's going to be 1 year now. This guy was arrested in February 18th of last year for this alleged DUI. All right, so here we go. Let me get his info here for you. So here's your Ravi Dama, a.k.a. Blackout Andy update. So this is out of Orange County. This is for the alleged DUI he received back in, March 30th. What? Holy shit. Where did I see this? Damn, my bad. No. March 30th of 2024 was his violation date. If we go into March of this year, that's going to be 2 years. Is that correct? Yeah, violation date 3/30/2024. He pled not guilty on April 1st of 2025. And his next hearing is January 13th of 2026 at 8:30 a.m. Basically, his attorney, or his parents' attorney, has just been pushing this, just continuing. They arraigned him on April 1st of 2025, continued on April 23rd, continued to June 12th, June 12th, then July 29th of last year, then September 16th of last year, November 6th of last year, and now they pushed his date again to January 13th of this year. EBZ's case for slapping Burger, EBZ was dismissed. We talked about that a little bit earlier. We're going to check to see if Burger Planet is still facing, though, his case for slapping Action Man. But his case got dismissed eventually. Went on for almost 2 years, but it got dismissed. So yeah, if this case goes into March of this year, that's going to be 2 years now this case has been going on for this stupid DUI. Well, not stupid, just stupid that the guy got it. And it's been going on for 2 years and still doing stupid shit in the meantime. You know what I mean? These people never learn. Anyways, let's continue on. Oh my god, he talked about me. Yes. I'm important, guys. All right. Let's get that out of the way. So we are going to end, and then we're going to go to the Q&A. So if we got to look up some more people, we will. Like I'll look up to see if I can find some more info on Burger. But we are now going to finish with the last update I had for you guys. And that was for old Scribbles and Company. So Mr. and Miss Perdickus, which, contrary to what they've been saying, which I don't watch them live, so I have no clue what he's been talking about, or if he's even been going live. This case is still pending, so nothing's been dismissed. 100% Sandman. 110%, as a matter of fact. All right. Let's see here. So let me get their information up. And then we're going to talk about their case. So I'm going to show you everything what's going on with their info, but let me just read the little notes I had. So basically, between the two, they're facing, and I'll show you here just so we can double check. But basically, from what I could see and what I could count, between the two of them, Mr. and Miss Perdickus, Nicholas and Marissa Perdickus, a.k.a. Scribbles and family, are facing a total of 7 felonies. Scribbles is facing 4. Miss Perdickus is facing 3. All right? And they're pretty serious ones. Both of them have a same next hearing date of January 26th this year at 8:30 a.m. Holy shit. I think everybody I read or did an update on today has a court date coming up in January. Damn. And I didn't do that on purpose, That's crazy. Their next hearing is a felony settlement conference. So it looks like they're trying to settle out of this in some way. But I don't know if they're going to be able to get all of those felonies dismissed, and even to just have one felony on your record, especially if you've never had one in your life, is pretty shitty. You know, a lot of things can change. But either way, let's go through some of their case information just to give you a reminder of what charges they're facing. And just so, again, I can show you everything that I just said. You can verify through the public information I'm going to share with you right now. But that case is still ongoing. Now, I had somebody asking me about Alerica. And I guess the news on the streets is Mike, I guess, has said that that case has been dismissed. Or I don't even think it ever got... I don't think it ever even got processed in the actual court system. Obviously, he was arrested, but I don't think the county ever ended up charging him for that. Whether the individual that he allegedly attacked decided not to press charges, maybe they weren't working or contacting, maybe the DA tried to contact them because they need them to show up or to testify, and they're not working with them, and so they decided to just drop the case because of that. Who knows? But I will say this. Not too long ago, actually, I want to say a couple of months ago, I actually had to pay for it. I did a case search, and nothing showed up. Now, when I did the case search for that county got in trouble, which is Riverside, it showed a previous case of his. So I know it was the correct Erica I was looking up. But nothing as far as this new case that everybody was waiting for to pop up. So, although I have not been able to verify that recently as of today, I can say not too long ago when I looked it up, I never saw a case show up. So if Mike is saying that there is no case, I would probably, even though I know for some of you probably say, he's full of a lot of steam a lot of times, I probably want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's probably correct on that statement. But again, I'm not going to verify that until I can finally just see it on. Well, if we don't see it, that verifies it. Now, if we look up his name and a case pops up, then we can say that that's not true. But I'm just going to tell you basically everything I know of as of today as far as what I've been able to look up. And when I did, I didn't see anything. All right. So let me share with you the information here for Mr. and Miss Perdickus, and then we're gonna do our Q&A here. Oh, before I forget, let me look up and see if we can find out about Berger's pending case, the one for him allegedly assaulting Action Man, to see if that's still ongoing, and then we'll do a Q&A. All right, so let's go over here to good old Perdickus. It's going to be Riverside. Damn, Riverside's been one that we've done so many searches out of, too. Holy shit. All right. Online services, search court records. Here we go. This one I got to log in too, man. A lot of these, like I said, you can do. They're all free searches for the most part. Some of them you do have to pay. Riverside County, you do. But I have the case number already, so I don't need to do a name search. When you have a case number, you don't have to pay. If you do a name search, you do have to pay. But you do have to create an account with Riverside. Some of them you don't have to create accounts. A lot of them you do. God damn it. The answer you entered the CAPTCHA was not correct. Okay. I hate those CAPTCHAs. What up, Gold Girl? Good to see you, my friend. Happy New Year's. What up, Bean Gang? Happy New Year's to you. Oh, my God. How did I look this up earlier? I think I'm putting the right password. I just probably put it. Do I have the cap locks on? Okay, let me make sure I don't. Fucking, I hate these captchas, bro. This is crazy. All right, well, I might have to just read it off my phone if I have it up here. Yeah, here it is. And I can just show you off my phone here. That way, if you don't believe me, so I'll just do this, but I'll read you. If you guys want to look this up later, I can give you guys the case number. So the case number for Miss Perdicus, a.k.a. Miss Scribbles, is FERI 250487-2. You just type that in when you do a case number search. I'm having problems right now on the computer logging in. I don't know why. But, again, this was from them being arrested on July 9th of last year. Herself, she's got 1, 2, 3 counts, and it looks like they're all felonies. Assault with a deadly weapon, non-firearm. Another assault with a deadly weapon, non-firearm. And PC have a fire explosive. She pled not guilty to those 3 on August 20th. I think 2 of them are active. The other one may not be active. So they may have just, and again, this I'll have to see exactly through some other information here, but they may have just ended up charging her. They probably arrested her for 3 charges, but they may have just ended up charging her for 2 of those. Is why the 2 of them say active and the other one is not saying active. So let's just assume she's only got 2 felonies instead of the 3. Originally 3, but I think they're just going ahead and charge her with 2 in court. So one of them being assault with a deadly weapon, non-firearm, and the other one being having a fire explosive. Her next hearing is going to be, again, January 26th at 8:30 a.m. Let's go to Scribbles now. God, dude, these ones even ask you math questions, man. I don't think they should be doing that in Riverside County, man. I don't know how many people in California can answer, man. I'm just kidding. Actually, I can't because obviously I got mine wrong. 12 plus 2 is 14, right? Oh, wait, I got it right. The results were at the bottom. I just didn't see it. All right, so Mr. Scribbles. So basically, he's got the same court hearing coming up January 26th at 8:30 a.m. with his wife. But he is facing, I think it's kind of the same thing where he had 4 charges, but I think only 3 of them are active. So let me just read the ones that are active. I have, and this one is, they're all of them are felonies. We have criminal threats with death, having a fire explosive, and vandalism. Stemming from the July 9th incident, which we've done a lot of coverage on, including showing you video from that incident, because guess who streamed it live? Squibbles. So somebody had dropped a little comment on one of my posts about Saint, saying that he may have gotten in trouble in New York while he was at the Mole Mansion. I did already through the New York City Unified Court System a search on there, and with his, because we obviously have done a search through his other information when he got in trouble back before when we started coverage on him, which was, I guess, was it in Maryland? I think where he was living at before. I don't remember, but either way, nothing shows up under his name when you do a court search in New York. So I don't know if somebody saw him getting arrested on live or if the cops were called. Either way, no charges have been pressed against him or have been charged against him, filed against him in New York City as of today. All right, let's see if we were asking about Burger Planet. All right, so let me jump back over. I got to go over to Travis County now. Yeah, this was the mailbox incident when Scribbles and his wife went over to Erica's house, mom's house, and were threatening, and where, he comes out the other way and maces Scribbles in his defense. That video. Allegedly. Everything is alleged, of course. All right, let's go back over to Texas. Texas! I just got to remember. Do you guys remember what's Burger Planet's info? What's his first and last name again? And don't worry, it's not doxing because it's all public information and we've already covered them. And I can find it here in a second on my coverage. But if somebody knows it in the chat really quick, it would help. What the fuck is that guy's name? If I remember the last name or the first name, one of the two, I'll remember the other one. So Saint got in a fight at the Mole Mansion. Is that what happened? And did the cops get called? Is that why people think he was supposed to get some charges filed? Hey, thank you, Gold Girl. Gold Girl with the Venmo donation of $20. I appreciate that. I just saw that right now, Gold Girl. You guys know what to do in chat. It says Happy New Year, NJ Courts. Hey, Gold Girl, thank you so much. Happy New Year's back to you. This gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. If you guys have a gavel, you guys know what to do in chat. Spam them gavels if you got them, please. Oh, yeah, that's what it is, Josh. Thank you. Josh McCutcheons. That's it. You got it. Thank you. I think you can even just Google search it and it tells you now. Yeah, there you go. A.K.A. Burger Planet. He even got it on his Instagram. And he used to call his show the Josh McCutcheon Show. Uh-oh. Maybe they have it under Joshua. Let me see. I don't know if it's Josh or Joshua's his first name. Well, I don't see anything coming up. That was Travis County, wasn't it? I don't know if it was in a different county. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to continue this update because I have to verify if that was. Let me see if I can go back to one of my last live streams. Let's see here. Actually, let me do it through here because I know I can. When I do it on the desktop, you can actually search. Let me go here and search my channels page really quick. Burger Planet. 6 months ago, 6 months ago, 2 years ago. Here was one 4 months ago about Burger Planet. God, this is going to take forever. Yeah, I'll have to look that up later. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe I found it. Here we go. Let me pause this shit. McCutcheon Joshua. I have a case number right here. All right. Let me try just putting the case number Lord. There it is. Let me just write it down first and then we'll look it up. That's a 208. And let's see if we spell it. Okay, let's try this again. God. The ones where you gotta press the things to verify. I hate that. Alright, let's do a case number search. If we don't find them, then that usually means that they may have just, it's not active anymore, so. And which doesn't mean any, I mean, usually I think if he's gotten some type of probation or sentence, it would still show, but it may mean that they just went ahead and never charged him with it. Actually, no, hold on. What am I'm looking at, what is this charge here that I'm looking at? Is this even, yeah, this is state of Texas. Let me just make sure this is, oh, Hayes County. That's why. I knew it was a different county. Okay, I think that's what it was. That one was out of Hayes County. Let's try this here really quick. Hayes County court records, yeah. Here we go. I was looking in the wrong county, my friends. So let me share this with you here. There we go. Now we'll find it. I know, I agree, Sam, man. I mean, I get it, because, you know, he was going to drive drunk, but she should have just took the keys and chucked them. I'm sure she was thinking the same thing when the next day. All right, so all right, let's see what's going on with old Joshua McCutcheon, aka Burger Planet. All right, here we go. Damn it, I should have put his fucking. There it is, the one with his middle initial. Here we go. So he was facing a misdemeanor assault charge. And it looks like his next hearing is March 5th of 2026. He had a hearing back in December 4th, but that was canceled of last year. Basically, they've canceled his last two hearings starting in October. He got in trouble back in June 20th of last year. And then starting on about October, they were trying to get him in for court. And they've canceled his last two hearings. And they've got his next hearing scheduled for March 5th of this year. So kind of funny that they dismissed EBZ's slap, but he's still facing possibly getting a misdemeanor for slapping what's his name? Action Man. All right, man. So there you go. I'm glad we were able to figure that one out. So yeah, old Burger Planet still facing a criminal charge out of Hayes County for that old slap to Action Man. Man, we got a lot of people that got court coming up here very soon. A lot of people in this month of January. And then we've got Burger Planet in March. All right, Q&A time, you guys. Thank you for your patience. That's all I had as far as the people that I was, had on my list here. Burger Planet wasn't on there, but I think somebody had brought him up earlier. I told you I looked up Saint in New York. He didn't come up, so I don't think anything happened as far as charges being charged against him if he did anything there. The Mole Mansion is what I actually had. Somebody had commented something about that. All right, you guys. Any questions? Anybody else you can think of that we may be able to do a quick update on that I may have forgot or can look into the future if I do decide to continue the court updates, which I'm going to tell you, you guys pumped me up. Chat was awesome, and I think we are going to continue. Like I said, I had already said that we were going to make changes last year, doing more as far as like going into like a news network type of coverage, which I have been doing a lot more coverage on different events, world news, U.S. news. As a matter of fact, after this Q&A, I'm going to not get into it, but I'm going to drop you guys a little down a rabbit hole if you haven't already seen it, which has made most of national news and YouTube news as far as something that happened in the state of Minnesota, which, goddamn, I'll tell you what, and the reason I even want to talk about this is a big scam has been exposed that's probably scammed over $1 billion out of federal money in that state. That was basically exposed by a independent journalist as myself, an investigative independent journalist just like myself, granted one with a lot more subscriber count than myself, but because of him and another gentleman that's been kept anonymous and that other gentleman's hard work, these two were able, just single-handedly in one YouTube video, were able to expose a huge scam and fraud that's going on in that state, and is now caught wind of the president, the vice president, all national news agencies, and that's what needs to happen more now. Is if we as investigative and independent reporters need to start exposing these things, and us as the public bring this into the light. And a lot of these issues have already been brought to the light of the government and even that state, but nothing got done. It's not until the people start rioting and do shit is when things get done. And that's what kind of happened in this case. So kudos to that reporter, and we'll get to that here in a bit. But it's bad, man, what happened there. But anyways, back to the court news. But yeah, I mean, I think what we're going to do is just kind of like I said earlier, step our game up a little bit about who we're covering on court news. Not saying this person's any better as far as stepping up in the game, but speaking of other people, somebody said Chicken Andy may have gotten in some trouble. They had left me a message about that. I forgot what they said exactly, but does anybody in chat know about that? What he did or where he got in trouble, what state or county? And I can maybe start a little search on that, but Klamath Falls. Let me just refresh my chat too. Actually, I forgot I have chat on here on my phone as well. And for those of you, while we're waiting for any questions, if there are any, for those of you that don't know what exactly happened in Minnesota, let me give you we'll watch a little quick rundown. Let's see if I can find a quick clip on YouTube. The reporter's name is Nick Shirley. Guess we'll just watch I don't want to watch one that's too long. Let me find one that's just kind of a few minutes. Let's just go to CNN. The learning. Dude, I so badly want one of those hoodies, Roofer. All right, fuck CNN. They're already hating because they're already calling him a MAGA reporter, which he never said any of the sort. His name's Nick Shirley. Now, maybe he leans a little bit more towards one side or the other, but he was just an investigative reporter is all he is. All right. Let me get out of this. Let me find one here that's a little bit not as biased. Oh, it's muted on the screen? Fuck. I don't know why it does that. Shit. I'll figure it out. Give me a sec. Let me just find a good clip then. Alright, so I go back to here on YouTube. Let me go to YouTube. Fuck. Just open up a YouTube one. Oh, so now one of the daycare centers is suing him? Interesting. I'll have to read into that. But basically, I'll just tell you guys what's going on, then you guys can look it up yourself, because I don't want to mess with the whole muting and all that shit, because I probably am going to have problems with it. But long story short, this independent reporter went out to these basically daycare centers that are in a Somalian community, okay? And they had a list. Him and another individual had a list that showed how many kids or children are supposed to be at these daycare centers, or what they're, I don't know if necessarily how many were enrolled or what they're claiming, or how many they claim that they can have, and how much money they receive from federal funds, grants, okay, which some of these daycare centers were in the hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars every year they receive for basically not caring for anybody. What this reporter found out by going through multiple daycare centers and, video, through the doors, trying to, answer, just basically just knocking on doors, trying to see if he can enroll his son into daycare. They found out that these daycare centers were not enrolling anybody. So basically they're running a fake daycare center, saying they have, enrollees, but reality have nobody coming to the daycare center, and then in return receiving millions of dollars in federal funding, okay? And this has now been to the extent where they're saying this money was even being wired back to the country of Somalia and was being used to fund terroristic groups like ISIS out of Somalia, okay, which is fucking crazy. And you're talking in the billions that they may have uncovered if they can go back as far as when this scam started. And it's been going on for a while, okay? There's a lot of new little things that are starting to come up now that more people are getting involved into this, okay? Whether you like the guy or not, everybody's got their own opinion, but the guy did expose a scam and a fraud that I hope they're not able to find out that the state was already aware of and did nothing of. Because if that's the case, people need to be accountable, man. Because that's a lot of money that could have been used for so much other better things than possibly funding terroristic fucking groups in the country of Somalia, okay? And I'm talking a lot of money, man, these people were receiving. And it was almost like a community-ran scam, okay? Nothing against people of that country, but for those that were committing these frauds, whomever they are, whether they're legal or legal, they need to be prosecuted and to the fullest, man. And I think this is going to even expose some fraud and going up into the your political leaders of that state. So it's bad. Just you can Google search it right now. It's one of the biggest, hottest things going on right now as far as the news trending, what's being talked about. But like I said, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or none of that, like I am, I'm fuck parties, man. I even hate to say I'm an independent, because that's even labeling yourself as a party. I'm just a fucking citizen of the U.S. that just cares about my country, the people here, and just making our country the best country we can be, and taking care of ourselves, you know what I mean? That's all I care about, But anyways, I don't want to get into politics, but all I'm trying to say is I'm unbiased as it can be when it comes to politics, man, if you haven't already figured that out. I do have my opinions every once in a while, but I try to be as unbiased as I can when I report on this stuff. And like I said, whether you like the guy or not, whether you try to claim you're a Democrat, Republican, or in between, don't give a fuck like me. I think all of us can agree, regardless of, I don't care if it was the Somalians, the fucking rednecks of fucking, no offense, Roofer of Arkansas nonprofit group. Okay, that was just a made up name. I don't care what group it was. Anybody that's fraudulently stealing from the government and the taxpayers needs to be prosecuted, you know. And if you think that this is just in the state of Minnesota, this is going on everywhere in the country, okay? That was just one state that's been exposed, and I hope that more other states start coming out, and I hope this fraud stops, man, because this is a lot of fucking money, man, they're talking about. It's crazy. All right, but enough of that, because I know it starts getting into politics, and again, I don't like talking about politics, all right? But anyways, I just want to say love you guys. I had a great time tonight. I hope you guys are having an awesome start to your New Year's. Any other questions, concerns, comments, complaints? I appreciate everybody being patient with me. I know I was a little rusty today. It's been a while since I've been on OBS and done a court update stream. So, again, thank you guys for your patience with working with me. And next update, if we do one, I think I'll be a lot more smoother with the keyboard and everything. But yeah, and there's a lot more people I could have done court updates on. You know, these are just some of the people that more recently we've done updates on. I think it's more, a lot of these people are fresh in our heads. But I mean, I know people had asked about the whole Marissa, aka Sunset City. What's going on between her and I forgot that guy's name, her ex-boyfriend, the guy that's been charged with a lot of charges last time we had covered or done an update on regarding, you know, what he had done to her and that whole incident. That's another, you know, update we may do. Honestly, I really just kind of, you know, I think that just got a little ridiculous at some point, is one of the reasons why I'm not too much into an update on those individuals. On the other hand, too, like I said, I like to concentrate more on people that I consider actual streamers or YouTubers. Just my opinion. But there's other people, too, that, you know, I may have left out. And maybe we'll get back to discussing that update at a later time. But oh, yeah, Vegan Cheetah. There you go. I haven't had some bozo earlier come on and start the chat with, or start one of our chats of the New Year's still with the allegation of that and you know what? I hope you're still on here, because I'll give you your little 2 minutes, okay? They were saying something about that. They're still accusing me, or saying that I'm responsible for helping a vegan patriot get an RO. And then they said that I helped a friend of hers now get an RO, and that there's proof of that. I would love to see that proof. Second of all, I don't understand what this big deal is about that, because one, I never did, okay? But let's just say I did. Let's just play devil's advocate and assume that I did help Vegan Patriot file an RO on that dude Nick, or whatever his name is. Do you think I would give a fuck? Like, what is me actually saying, right? Like, let's just assume, like I said, let's say that I did help her, right? And I go on and say, yep, I did it, guys. That guy's right. I helped her 100%. What would I lose if I said that? Like, I wouldn't care either way. I didn't. But if I did, and I came out and said that right now, what would happen? You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't lose subscribers. My channel's not going to end. Like, I don't understand why that person's so, like, just hard-nailed on trying to pinpoint me and say that, like, I didn't. But that's what I'm trying to say, is even if I did, though, and play devil's advocate, so what? That's, you know what I mean? It's just funny. I know, that's what I was saying. HIV doesn't even matter. And that's the thing is, dude, only thing I've even, the closest that I've gotten to that individual, whatever you want to call them, was what you guys got to see on live, bro. And you saw how that evening went down. So, I just, you know what it is? It's just these vegan patriot incels, man. I learned a lot about them over the summer when I did that California trip, because I met a lot of them. You know, they got excited that I was actually going to give them another incel view of, you know, this person they although they pretend they don't like, this is a person that these guys fucking worship. You know what I mean? They got their little. They think this is a fucking an altar to her. Guys, I can imagine the shit you guys got in your house. Okay, if you think that's a vegan patriot altar, I can imagine what type of altar you got for her. But anyways, these incels, bro, they were all excited that I was gonna go meet her. And then they got all jealous because I didn't play into her games. And then they all ended up wanting to hate on me the next day. And it's just funny because I'm like, aren't you the same incels that were talking all this shit about her? But the next day now you guys are like fucking hating on me because I didn't kiss her on the cheek or some crazy shit like that. Like, just a bunch of weird fucks, man. I'll tell you that. But yeah, I don't know why that person is so stuck on trying to prove that I fucking helped her win an RO. I never did, but even if I did, trust me, I would tell you if I did. 100%. Nothing would change. I know who it is. It's that guy that I think he goes by Q, right? Isn't that his name on Instagram? The guy that makes the little AI who thinks he's an actual creator just because he punches in a few words into Chat GPT AI. And makes these little vegan patriot memes. I think it's that person. That guy was so jealous that I was the fact that I was going to meet her for an interview. You know, it was crazy. Those people are a whole different level of just fucking insults, man. I'll tell you. I will tell you. They are. I learned that over the summer. That's for sure. And the only reason I'm even speaking about that is Vegan Cheetah reminded me about the Vegan Patriot comment that came on earlier today. So, yeah, Vegan Cheetah. So you think he's in jail. Well, there you go. I mean, it's not that hard to look it up. I mean, you guys know his name. You just look up the county jail he's in and do a search, and boom, for those that were interested and wondering. All right, my friends, my dudes, my dudettes, my in-betweeners of dudes and dudettes, a.k.a. the IP2 incels. Just kidding. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Hey! Okay. Sorry. Thought I saw another donation come through. I was just thinking hard. But I want to say a big thank you to everybody that helped support today's broadcast. Big thank you to all the members of the jury. Thank you for all you that celebrated anniversaries today. Big thank you to all those that help support the channel either through the Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, through the YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate that very much. You don't know how much those, like I said, 100% of all those donations go right back into the channel. So these road trips that we take, the money it takes to sometimes pay for body cam footage, to sometimes pay to do these court record searches, that's all from you guys, the supporters, and your financial help. And like I said, without you guys, there wouldn't be a channel. So 100%, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all you guys, man. And for those that can't help financially, I get it, man. I just, by coming in, hanging out, giving a thumbs up, that's all the support I appreciate, man. That's great. That's enough support for me, and I appreciate that just as much of those that help financially. So again, I've always called this a collaboration. This is what this channel is. It's a collaboration between me and you guys, the audience. And that's what has allowed us to continue to do this into 2026. And I want to say big thank you again to all those that have been riding with me since we started the channel 4 years ago. Thank you to all my mods that have been here. Thank you for all those members of the jury, whether you're a 1 month member or been here for, like Roofer, almost just over 3 years now. Big thank you to you guys and all your monthly support. So I hope everybody has a great, great, great start to their new year, and positive thoughts all the way. Throw all those negative things out the door that happened in 2025, and I hope everybody has some good change happen to them. For those retards that are going to be having court dates all month this month, I just pray that they figure it out, man. But it is sad to see the new year starting with 5 court dates already. Anyways, Google the Elon School and tell me if that wasn't protected. I'll do that later. I don't know if that has to do with Minnesota. Do I just Google ELAN school? And that's what'll throw me down that rabbit hole? Elon Immortal? But again, I want to say a big thank you to everybody. I don't want to take too much of your evening. And I hope to see you on the next one. I am trying to get a little, wouldn't say an extensive road trip. I would call it like a little weekend getaway scheduled here soon to a really cool place. I'm just hoping that I'm gonna it's contingent on if I'm gonna have data or not. If I'm not gonna be able to stream, I won't be able to do it. But if I can, I am very excited to be able to take you guys, Sky Chopper 420 and the Screaming Eagle 420, all three of us, along to this place, and I think it'll be one hell of a live stream. And I'm really excited to take you guys. So I'm trying to plan this trip out here. Hopefully we'll get that happen before the end of February. It is still cold, even here in New Mexico. Well, I'm just a wuss, but it is cold for me. So, I don't usually travel too much during this time of the year, but I think this would be a fun, short, small, cool, like weekend getaway that you guys would enjoy. That I would love to live stream and share with you guys. So that's something I'm planning. But yeah, I think you guys hyped me up, and I think we are going to continue with court updates. We're going to have a little bit, like I said, change to the network and as far as what we cover on as far as court updates. But I think you can expect the same shit, just a little bit up here is all. If that makes any sense. Same people, well, same shit, just a little bit higher class of people, if you even want to call them that. All right, you guys, have a wonderful night. It was in Poland Springs, Maine. It will blow your mind. Okay, I will. I love new rabbit holes. I'll check that out. Ooh, that ran a long time. Holy shit. 70 to 2011. Damn. All right, my friends. Again, thank you guys for joining me this evening, January 1st, 2026. First show of the year. First comments of the year, first donations of the year. Congrats. Thank you, guys. And again, I hope everybody has a great start to 2026, man. I really do. Even to those that hate on me, I pray for you, and I hope you can find a positive year this year. All right, you guys. Love you guys. I see you. Back at you, my friend. Thank you again for all my mods for being here tonight. Thank you for all the members of the jury for being here tonight and all your support. Thank you for everybody else for being here tonight, chilling, enjoying, whether you chat, whether you don't chat, just like to listen, kick back, relax, whatever it is you love to do. I appreciate you just being here with me and hanging out on this January 1st of 2026. All right, my friends. We'll see you on the next one. NJ Courts is officially out. There's Rio of here. Ooh, I even forgot. I have a little outro. Let me switch over to that. There we go. Jiggle, jiggle, it folds. Wiggle, wiggle, faux show. You know. See it. Right. Have a nice night. I was going to rap, but I'm not. Peace, everybody.